Hey YouTube, Neville Rodda. Welcome back to another bowls video. So in this video today, we're going to be covering off on a new segment that I'm creating called Bowls Craft. Now this one's been a long time coming. As you know, I've had a little bit of time off. I've had 5-7 years off, haven't really played much, maybe once a year, but it's given me a hell of a lot of time to really think about the things that I think that matter when it comes to being a good lawn bowler. So one of those things that I think is really important for you to really lift your game is basically bowls craft. And what bowls craft is the ability for you to be able to make good decisions and to learn how to play what shot at what time. It's more the IQ and the intelligence of being a good bowls player. If you think of golf, it's very much the same of what club should I play, in terms of for what hole, in terms of driver, or should I lay it up, or should I hit a 5-iron towards the green. But in bowls, it's very much like, hey, what shot should I play at what time? Should I drive? Should I draw? Should I be saving? Should I be, should I be building the head, or should I be conservative? Especially when you're paired up against players that are either aggressive or quite tactical. So if you really want to improve your tactical game, then this video is for you. I'll be hoping to release a few of these over the coming months, and I'm really excited about building up our channel and helping you become a better player. Okay, so the game that we're going to be covering tonight is the 2025 Australian Open Men's Pairs Final. And the reason why I wanted to cover off this game is number one, because I've been following Cory Wedlock. Cory's quite a good player, up-and-comer in the Australian side. Well, it's not even an up-and-comer. He's fully fledged international player now, but I've just been watching him for a number of years. He's playing with Gary Kelly. Been watching Gary for a number of years as well. He's a fantastic international player against a couple of young boys, Jacob Nelson and Kane Nelson. So I sat down and I watched this video last night, and I was quite impressed by the young fellas. They played really well, but the end result swung in the favour of Cory and Gary, and the reason is because I think that tactically Gary and Cory were a lot better through experience. I think that Kane played a whole bunch of fantastic shots, and he played with a lot of X Factor. He's definitely an X Factor player. Huge amount of respect for the young fellas. Jacob played some really good bowls at the later on in the game as well. But the standout player for me was Cory Wedlock, and the reason is because his ability to lead the pairs, the 3-bowl pairs. He was just consistently getting bowls close. In terms of almost every end, he had one bowl on the jack, and that's really hard to beat when it comes to 3-bowl pairs. As you may know, Lee Schroner and I won this event in 2011, quite a long time ago. Doesn't feel like that long ago for me, because the last Australian Open I played in was 2013, so it sort of feels fresh because I haven't played in that event for quite a long time. But one thing I do remember through playing that 3-bowl pairs was that up front, when you start to get on, if you can get one on the jack, you can make things really, really difficult. And this is where, as they're posing skip, you'd have to tactically be really good to get yourself out of that trouble. And that's what we'll cover off in this video. So, got the iPad recording. Just double check everything's going good. Our audio is all good. Okay, let's get into this. Video. Got my annotation tool going as well. Yep. Right, let's turn it down. Okay, there's Bazza, Aaron Wilson. Aaron was a good mate of mine when I was back in Oz. Played a hell of a lot of bowls up in Bendigo. Aaron and I played 5 or 6 years against each other. Played together at the Brighton Bowling Club. Won a premiership together with Leroy in 2011. And Aaron and I worked in the shop there 2014, 2015 before I moved to New Zealand. As you know, he's won a couple of Commonwealth Games gold medals. Now in the singles, he's become an absolute legend of lawn bowls. All right, let's skip forward and get into this. Okay. All right. Skip forward. The draw. right? And then they stuff an ad straight in your face at the very beginning of the video. So we'll skip past that. Okay. What's Gary's, 36? There you go. He's already won one of these, 2023. He's doing all right. Okay. I'd love to review his delivery one day as well. I think that wouldn't be a bad idea, actually. Doing some reviews of players' deliveries. Just let me know if that's something that interests you. Just let me know in the comments. Kane Nelson, 20 years of age. Geez, you're doing all right, young fella. I quite like his delivery. All right, let's skip ahead. Okay, let's start looking at some heads. A bottle of Coke. Don't really drink Coke often, but I need a bit of an upper because it's late. I've had a long day at work. Cory. Okay, so here he goes. He's already started. First end is drawn a front hopper. So this is where this is really interesting. So what you really need to be thinking about when you're playing a play like this is that you don't want to be just lurking, trying to trail the jack. You should be trying to set the head up or trying to get something jack high for your skip to play up to. And the reason is because if you draw a good second here, right, what it means is they then don't have much room to draw a second, which means that you're restricting the damage that they can do. Because if you start to try and lurk up here, try and trail the jack and your heavy, right, they'll then draw another. In this case, Cory hasn't drawn another, but he's knocked another one up. So this is where now this can be a terrible, terrible head for the opposition here. And the reason is because they've got a front hopper, they've got a bowl on the jack on the back end, and then they've got a bowl in the road in the way on the forehand. So if I was the young fellas right now, I'd be like, okay, yeah, you can bang at it, you can be confident. You only want to play a shot like that when you're feeling really good. And what I mean by you're feeling really good is you've been playing a lot of them, you've been getting them, so your confidence is high. And it's most likely going to do that. But a thing to consider is its first end. First end, you want to, especially in a big event like this, you want to settle in and just not have any damage done. Like you drop a 3 or a 4, it then dints your confidence. If they win the second end, you can end up in a situation where you're playing against 2 international players and you're 6 zip down. You're really under the pump from the beginning. Okay, so now let's just pause the video for a second. Okay, so if we just go back 1 second. Okay, so we'll let Gary play his bowl. Just let this go forward. Let's make sure the sound, everything's still on this thing. Okay, it's glowing, the microphone. Okay, that's good. Okay, all right, so we're the young fellas. Let's go team young fella. Hey? So, all right, they've got a bowl here, they've got a bowl here. Okay, so he's banging at the jack, which I get it, because he can get off this and get both. Right, yeah, that's all good. But however, they then have 1.5 meters to draw. 1 or 2, okay? Or you could run up the backhand and try and draw. Hard shot. But if it was me, I'd be playing up here, trying to draw. And the reason is because, okay, you play a good draw shot, you sneak past it. You don't give him much room. You're a good second. You move to the next end because he's got a bowl right on the jack. Or, like I said, he's most likely just going to bang at it, try and get the 2. You could get lucky and you could score. Depends what type of player you are, but you want to play with intelligence. So let's see how he goes. I saw it last night. I think he gets it. Yep. Right, there you go. But he got lucky. And the reason is because the bowl jagged on his bowl. The jack jagged. See? Dunk. Yep. Whereas it went out to the spot. Yeah, okay. He would have still had shot. If the dead ends count. Not sure if they do in the 18 ends. In the sets play, it used to. So, no doubt, Gary's drawing, and he's gonna be pretty close, I reckon. Not quite. Had a fair old crack. Pretty bad. I've got myself some snacks and stuff just to, because this is going to go for a while. It's probably going to go for an hour. Who doesn't like a bit of chocolate occasionally, yeah? Great shot. X Factor. And then you occasionally come up against a player that just plays the opposite of what you should play and just gets them. But the problem with that is, a lot of the time, is playing these low percentage shots is you're not necessarily scoring big numbers. You might play an absolute bomb in terms of like an amazing shot and only score 1 or 2. And then you might play 5 or 6 of those, scoring 1s or 2s, and you've scored 8 shots. Which sometimes isn't enough. Okay, let's get going. I'll move through the video a bit. Cory. Here's what I mean. Look at this. How'd he beat that if he does that every end? You got to be smart to beat that. And work together as a team, as a pair. Talk to each other about, okay, how do we get him off the jack? Because you don't have to play well in bowls to win. You just have to make sure your opponent doesn't play well. And so if you're playing against Cory and he's all over the jack, you start to think differently. You're like, okay, how can I get down his hand? And what I mean by get down his hand, play every bowl the same hand as him, right? Because if I can get on the jack first, well, he can't. If I drop short on his line, I'm getting in the way and I'm making things hard for him. I love doing that. I'll always do it. I'm like, I'm going to beat you at your hand, right? If he's settling in and playing with rhythm, okay, let's pause this. If he's settling in and playing with rhythm, because that's what he's doing, I can see it. He's throwing the same length every end and just nailing it, and they're just letting him do it. It's just craziness, right? You want to be thinking about, okay, how do I get him off the jack? Because I don't have to play well. I have to get him off the jack so that my brother, right, so Kane has a chance, because he can outplay Jacob. He can outplay Gary. And as you sort of look through the video, you'll see that Kane's a really good player. So if you're one-on-one against, if Kane's one-on-one against Gary, you can win. Even if Cory's on fire, right? You just have to think about how you get him off the jack. So in this case, for instance, if he's already done the damage and he's already on the jack, right? What you want to be thinking about, if you're Kane as well, you need to be calling ahead to give yourself a shot, but at the same time minimise damage. So the best thing that could happen is bowl around here, right? So just be up to the jack, mate. Like in terms of I'm just looking for good weight. Because, okay, yep, they've played 2 bombs. If it goes bad, you drop 1, who cares? You move to the next end, and then you focus on getting him off the jack, or, what's even better is if you get on the jack, because that doesn't give him the opportunity. Because in 3-bowl pairs like this, it's generally first on the jack wins. All right, so anyway, so he's up here, and then if he is there, his brother can play off it, get the other bowl. Let's continue. what we might be able to do is play it a little bit quicker. There we go. Means we don't have to be here for like 2 hours, as annoying as I am. Some Aero bowls, full customization. Alright, what's Kane doing? That's the shot that he could have played if he had another bowl in that hole I was talking about. Perfect weight for it. He's overplayed it, but he should have been drawing himself. You've got to draw, plug that hole, play percentage, then you can start to lurk, play weight up through the forehand. Like I said, then you're not dropping numbers either. It's double win. Yeah, so now what? You're 3 down. This is ugly. All right. Okay, so he's missed wide, 3 down. Okay, so how would things be different if he drew both bowls? He missed the first one, got the bowl past the jack, and then drew jack to the second one. Here's where Lee Trainer. It's just those of you that know Lee is like intellectually Lee's really up there. That's the bowl that the Kane had to play, but on the other hand, that's the exact bowl. Yep. Because then, yoink, like I was saying, bah, hello. How good would have that been? But now you are 4 down instead. Okay. On the second end. But they scored a 2 on the first end, so that's the luxury they have. You don't want to be relying on your last bowl. Not against guys like this. Right, 3 down. Okay. It's easier for me to say this sitting on the sidelines. But I have played it. I have lived it. Lee and I used to win tactically. You know? It's a combination of playing well, because everybody at this level is a great player. They hit their line consistently, they play with good weight, their deliveries are good, everything's good all the time. Plus you're playing on great greens in Gold Coast, Queensland. Yep. Anyway, let's continue. But like I said, I'm very impressed with Kane and Jacob. Kane's only 20. You can tell how good he's going to be because of his delivery and attitude. Just, it'll just take a little bit of time for him to mature and to build the bowls craft. Just sped it up just so we can see the bowls come down and shoot quicker. Make sure I'm recording. See how he's going the opposite hand? Follow Cory down. Follow him down. Be pissed. Change the length every end. Don't give him the opportunity to get his rhythm going and nail the jack. Right, so he's still left the gate open. Will Cory nail the jack? I tell you what, almost every end he's going on the jack. Nah, he's had a stinker, but that's all right. We'll do that. Yeah, Jacob's got to nail the jack. Come on. Okay, there's not much to call here. Let's just skip ahead. Okay, what are you doing, Mr. Kane? Must be a funny length. They're all just a little bit off. That's a fair old shot. Okay, let's have a look again. Okay, so yeah, he's obviously playing weight, but have a look at the head. Okay, Gary, Cory. Okay, and see these bowls are away, so why wouldn't you ditch weight? More than ditch weight. Got a piece of the jack. He was just lucky he got a piece of the jack, like low percentage shot, but he just had a pack to get into. So he was just sort of just roaring up through the pack, I think. Try and flick a few out. I understand the logic. Sometimes you're 3 down, you just want to get 1 or 2 out of the head. You're sort of conceding that, yeah, I don't think I'm going to get shot out of this, but I'm just reducing the damage. I think that's what one of those shots was, well, what that shot was then. Could still got a bowl to go. So he can easily draw that. He's got, what, 3 or 4 feet? Yep. There you go. All right. 2. Soft 2. However, he had a go. He was 3 down when he faced the head anyway. Okay, let's see what the... Okay, add. Annoying, but that's all right. Okay, so don't know what the previous bowls were, but let's look at the head. Okay, culprit, Cory. Again, what was I saying? It's like Jacob hasn't done much wrong. But like you're trying to plug that gap. But see, these bowls are past Jack High. That doesn't help much, but you got 2 good seconds. So he's playing the right shot here. But what you could also do is cruise up here, trying to turn the bowl over. But the problem is the bowl's in line with the jack, so it's going to run with it. So he's playing the right shot here. He's played it fantastic. Kane, he plays a few of those in this game. He played really well and then didn't win. It was lucky. That was a stinker. Got the front bowl. Sometimes you're lucky. I'd rather be lucky than not lucky. All right, what are you doing, Kane? Yeah, you see, he's playing the right shot. Because all you have to do here, turn your own bowl over, draw another. It's not a biggie. Pretty straightforward stuff, that is. But he's overweight. Wonder the Nelson Brothers. There you go. All right, move on. Now let's see what Cory's doing this end. Is he being a serial pest? So they've thrown the longer length. Or Cory's thrown the longer length. Good shot. Yep. So now Cory's job is to play the forehand, get as close as he can. So that's where Gary's called a good head here. Just don't be silly. Just all you got to do, get something there for me, mate. Give me a chance. That's what Gary's thinking. Doesn't have to be super pretty. You don't always have to have the shot. Concede the shot, just draw close. Build the head. Build a head. And what building a head means is give me structure. Structure the head for me so that I can turn the head over. My job's to skip. My job is to turn the head over so that we have shot at the end of the end. What happens up front is just the first couple of moves in chess. But what's happened there is he's turned his front bowl over and he's made it a lot worse. He's now giving him room. Look. Now he's just going to cruise down the forehand, try and draw a shot here. It's overweight. Might get lucky. Bit lucky. But he was up. You're always lucky. You get lucky when you're up, don't you? My old coach, Rodney Callahan, my very first coach, used to always say, get lucky when you're up. I used to love playing with the old boys, you know. I really miss a lot of them. I was 12 when I started playing bowls in 1996. Geez, there was a lot of players in 1996. There was double the amount of bowlers at least compared to now. In the 80s, it was like 800,000 bowlers. I don't know exactly what the numbers are now, but I think they're about 200, 250,000. When I was playing, I reckon there was probably about 600 or 600,000 players. Every game you went to, social bowls, everything was greens were full. That was in Victoria, in Australia. It was just exciting. It was awesome. You know, getting in the car with the old boys and they'd just drive you around the countryside every weekend. Much to mum's delight. I didn't mind too much. I used to like the old, you know, the singers and that the ladies used to make. Look after us young fellas. My cousin and I, Jess Thomas from Victoria. Jess is a fantastic player, underrated, hasn't played much, but he's won a lot of club titles. And I still think he's got a national title in him. And I think him and I are going to play together shortly. Won the Denny pairs together years ago. All right, let's have a look. All right. Okay, now I want to see the head. Yeah, let's try and draw a shot. There's no shot on here except for drawing a shot. Okay. Okay. So you're 7-3 down. How many ins have you played? You've played 5 ins. So you're within 4. It's okay. You're still settling in. You're really just focusing on picking up a 1 or a 2 and building yourself into the game here. Right. So now I see Cory is starting to he's messing with him a little bit. See how he's changing the length. They're winning and he's still changing the length because he's like, okay, doesn't matter what length I play here if I can, you know, now I'm just going to beat you and nail the jack. But he hasn't quite done it, but let's just see what happens next. Yeah, see, he's played the right idea, he's played the same hand trying to turn his front bowl up. That's what you do when you're a good leader. You don't just swap for the swapping's sake. You play the hand, you play the side that you're playing consistently well on, even if you end up with a short bowl in the way. Because you're owning that hand and you're making sure your opponent can't play it. You can still turn that front bowl up, end up with a couple on the jack, or not even on the jack, but within a couple of feet, but you've made it difficult for your opponent. It's a bit of a yucky head. But it's a good head because you got 2 or 3 and it's yucky for them. So he's playing the other side now. It's easy for him to spray it. Be 2 or 3 down. Yep. Didn't spray it, but yeah. So what? He's couple down. Yucky head, hard to save. What I mean by save is cut it down. So save the head means to be like, okay, I'm 3 down, but I've drawn second shot. I've turned the head over. Like, I've saved us. A bowl should be a professional sport. It's like it's got all the bones. It's once you understand it as a spectator, like it can be quite exciting with the the big weighted shots and everything. Great shot. Great shot. Mate, I'll give him a gold medal for the way he played in this game, regardless if they let him win. So he hasn't done any damage to his reputation, if you know what I mean. Yep, very but sensible shot. So see here. We'll just wait. I'll just let Kane play his bowl. Okay, so this is quite interesting. What is Kane going to do? Is he going to play the same shot? I think he has to. He can't play the forehand, turn their bowl over. He's looking okay at the back. But if anything, if you're short, it's good. With decent line, because you're making it very hard for Gary. Yeah, but it didn't do anything. He still had shot. No, he was probably down. Yeah, okay, so he's made one. Here we go. Okay, so I'm Gary Kelly. What am I doing here? Okay, so let me just turn this button on. Okay. He's yuck, right? So if you're lurking up here, and you get off the jack, you'd have to go with it. It's a bit of a yucky head for Gary, so you sort of realistically look at the scorecard. Okay, you're 7-3 up. You've got a 4-shot advantage. Are you just drawing here? And you can spring the jack and make 2, not leave that much. He has to then play a pretty big bowl to try and, score out here on the respot. They win the respots both sides. But yeah, that's probably what you're doing, because you're playing conservative because you don't want to drop a number. But let's just see what he does. Oh, there you go. The commentator said, yeah, let's just play dead weight. It's yeah. But he's not playing the backhand. He's playing the forehand. But let's see what he does. Yeah. So he's playing the backhand. Hard shot on the backhand. And it's that's just awesome. That's a great shot. Played the right shot though. Had to play that dead weight, that real soft weight. But what that says to me is, yeah, seasoned, disciplined player. Yeah, he has lost weight. Good on him. I'm trying to put on weight at the gym. As you get older, you gotta look after your body, don't you? Pump some iron. Working on flexibility. That's probably the biggest thing. All right, it's going big. All right, so Gary's tried to reduce the damage, and through being disciplined, has scored another one and pushed the lead out to 6. Pushed the lead out to 5, sorry. Let's have a look. Okay, here we go. Let's have a look at this head. Okay, all right. So young boys are on the jack again. Very yuck head for Gary. It's most likely going to have to be launching up the middle. Don't know how many. He's only got one bowl left. So here's the thing. It looks like he's only one down. So he's just got to be disciplined. It's cruising in here. Maybe just letting him have it. If he wanted to have a go at it, he could go hard and try and get this gap. So even if he's through here, he could get lucky, you know. But it's only one. Who cares? Move on to the next end. You know, you're 5 up. Don't do anything stupid. That's pretty much what you're thinking. Keep the momentum. Yeah. Now here's the thing: they've only got one bowl in the head, Gary, so he can't be banging at that. Can't be going too crazy. Let him have one. Get another bowl in the head. You get another bowl in the head, they get yours. You're not dropping a number. That's it. It's just the way you've got to think. You've got to stay in the game. You've got to keep yourself in the game. You've got to wait for your moment. When your moment's there, be vicious. And you go to war when that opportunity comes. Bang the bowl out. Discipline. He is disciplined. Yeah, he tried that. He had the right idea. A massive chance, mate. You could pick up 6 here. Yep. You got to bang at that bowl, son. Underplayed it. Yeah. So what I mean by underplayed, weight out of the hand was horrible. You had to go big. Okay, let's see what the... Okay, Cory's on the jack again. Just spin the wheel. Lucky wheel. Cory lands on gift card. Okay, so let's have a look at it. Okay, so what the guys have got to be doing, like I said, discipline, pair the bowl up. Cruise down here, pair the bowl up. You know, fatten the head slightly. Young guys need to be doing nothing stupid. You got to build a head. Build a head means, make a big target. You know, if you put a bowl there, from there to there is a very big target. You know, to play weight to here or to drive. All right, what are you doing, Kane? Very low percentage shot. You need to be building the head, son. You need to be drawing. Because what you have to think about is when you're playing weight like that, what's the best result? You land the bowl, your bowl's going to run on. Your bowl always runs on a couple of feet when you play weight like that. He's going to have a metre to draw. So he still might have shot with the bowl's 2 feet away, and then he adds with a second. And so then all of a sudden you've played a good shot and you're 2 down again within a bowl. You know, these players are too good together. They're just gonna chip away at you, and they're gonna grind. And that's what they're doing right now, is they're just grinding. And so what grinding means is they're just consistently getting close and not giving you much opportunity. And then you just fail 1 or 2 wins and they pick up a soft 2 or a 3, and they do that a few times, they win the game. And this is how this plays out. They just won through experience and discipline and good bowls craft. Again, pinging at it. Draw the shot, mate. You can, you're a good player. You can easily draw the shot. You could have drawn 2. And so what's your opponent thinking if you draw 2 within 3 inches? You know? They're thinking that, oh, okay. They have to start to play those shots. Can turn the game. So now he's invested, he's lurking again. You might get it. That's all good. But it's like, it'd be better if you had 2 on the jack. Yeah. See what I mean? And it's not just that, it's score. Look at the score. So they pick up another 2 or 3, 10-5 after 9. Halfway. You're just putting that excessive pressure, that pressure on yourself that's not required right now. You could have easily drawn 2 there, and you're 7-8, and you're right in this. They're thinking different. He's just cruising now. You give these guys a 5, 6, 7 shot buffer, they're playing with confidence with everything. Whereas if you're 1 or 2, they're a bit. We're not on top of these guys. It's like. Make them nervous. You got to make these guys nervous. The things aren't going their way. At the moment, everything's going their way. Momentum and confidence can just change like that. Like everything's on their terms right now. Right, soft. That was easy. Let's see if Cory nails Jack again. Jacob's played a good shot on the forehand.
Jacob's still holding, doesn't need to change a great deal. Get to that last bowl just around his through zone or back to Cory's ideal. Just missed his line. Weight looked good, just under his line fractionally. That was cost him. Cory can arrive just under the shot bowl, touch a jack for 2. Kane asking it to release. Second.
Right, see, discipline, good shot, Cory. Okay, let's get this out. Okay, what are you doing, Mr. Jacob? Yeah, he's left the door open a little bit. Okay, but just have a look at this head, right? So Jacob's got 1 on the jack. Cory has a good one, that's about 1.5 foot past the jack. So what are you doing if you Gary? Well, you just, pretty simple stuff. You're drawing up here. Drag the jack to here, play foot over, right on top of it. You make your potential 3. It's pretty straightforward shot. You got to do it first.
Really can't afford to be doing that at this stage of the game. He needs to be every bowl missing in a good area or on top of it. Gary's got a good opportunity here to now sit the shot bowl, touch a jack. Audica, your hearing is our expertise.
Correct. But he's not. He's playing to. He's got the outside of the bowl, has he? Yeah. So that's not the best result. You want anything but the outside of that, but that's right. Let's try it.
Shot bowl needs a friend. Needs to get another one in the area before Gary Kelly plucks that bowl out for 3 or 4 shots. Change it up's fine. If he draws a toucher, that's okay. Just needs to get another bowl in there.
Yeah, fair effort. Just lacking a couple of feet. 2 seconds, so he's cruising up the forehand, just trying to pinch the jack. There's not much else on really. It's either that or you bang at it and try and kill the end. Just go straight up the guts. But again, looking at the scorecard, look at this. Oh, looking at the scorecard, you're 10-5 up, you drop 1. Who cares? Because you've burnt another end. It's only 8 ends left.
offside.
Mm-hmm.
It's a run. That's a very good shot.
Would have been good with an extra couple of feet. That's...
Okay, interesting. They're looking at some angles here. Looking some angles off that last bowl at Kane Nelson's to get back to the shot bowl. Try and rip it out of there clean in 2 seconds. There's really nothing on the forehand side. Nothing really lines up.
You're banging at it, trying to kill it up the middle.
Short bowl to try and get the bowl or jack movement out to Gary Kelly's and Cory Wedlock.
You know, but the problem is, though, if he gets his own on the forehand, can't really see close enough, but he could drop a 2 with the jet to the jack-eye bowl.
Through Cory Wedlock's bowl, the short bowl, to try and
Sorry, let's see what he does. It's just not quite sensitive enough. As in, I'm using the pin, but you just like just to move it, just 10 seconds, 20 seconds.
I think they're looking for this wing bowl, so this would be some kind of shot. If he does get this, be quite spectacular.
All right, it's banging. Played the right sort of shot. He wasn't playing for that. The ball wasn't bloody. The ball was jack high. He had to be short of the jack to get a shot like that. He just missed his line.
His weight was superb with his last bowl. He'd just be looking to try and be a bowl tighter than that. And draw another counter.
Struggling on the draw. And I think he does the whole game. He's very good at playing weight, getting out of trouble with weight, but when it comes to drawing, not so good. And that just might be because he's been playing weight most of the game. I don't know what he played like the rest of the tournament. But I tell you what, if he was drawing well, he'd have won the game. Where's it? Let's go. Okay, the boys have sprayed him a little bit. Just need the opportunity to see some bowls so we can call some heads. Right, okay, let's have a look. Okay, who's up? All right, let's have a look. Oh, Gary, what are you going to do? Okay, all right, so I'm Gary. Count. Yeah, you give him opportunity to bang them off. But if you're playing this hand, you get the outside of the bowl. It is not good. If you draw up here, you can count here, and be in the road and be a major pest. Well, let's see what he does. Short bowls aren't bad a lot of the time if they're in the line. Because if they want to run, they drive, they're in the way. If they want to draw, they're in the way. So a lot of the time, if you've got a bowl on the jack, try and count, you're trying to count short. So you're just drawing, but then you're hopeful that, if you're a foot short, it's even better. Foot wasn't even on the mat then. Don't know if that's a normal thing or not. Who really cares anyway? He used to do it too. Sure, like I was talking about, it's a good shot. Yeah. So what has he scored? A couple? Is this a serial pest again? Yes, it is. Cory's on the jack again. Okay, so what you've got to be doing, Jacob, is trying to pair it up. Just get close. You don't have to chase shot. That's called chasing shot. Overplayed it, destroying the head. Whereas you just got to draw, get as close as you can, set it up for your brother. Leading, it's not about shot. It's about setting the head up. Get shots even better. You got to set the head up. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's a little bit skinny. It's all right.
Still one for Cory and Gary. Roll into your next. Still one for Cory and Gary. Roll into your next bucket this holiday with Trippier. Have a look at that draw. I thought we were really going to get some dirt on Kane then from body, mate. I thought this would be great. This would be great. Some ammo to throw at him in an ex-Australian camp. It's sort of ticking. I think she was considering it. I think so. I think so. Yeah. Lindsay led well with a digging for the dirt. Yes. A great shot here from Gary Kelly.
Yeah, great shot. Seabeard's just he's drawing really well. He's totally outdrawn Kane so far. Kane's outplayed him in terms of playing weight.
Interested. Needs some turn. Didn't get it. Didn't get it. He's got a good home there though. Cory can see the ball. Kane Nelson plays the same way. He goes to the jack. Then make 3 or 4, even more out to that side where Cory's foot is pointing to river for Nelson bowls. These bowls are just as important as
Get the angle a bit better.
just slipped through his 2 far. So there's still an opportunity here for Kane. They really need to win this end. He really needs a big shot here. Same bowl. You have more weight. Slip through the same hole.
So it's 13-6. 7 shots after 11 ends.
Gary Kelly has owned the moment so far through 11 ends.
And so what's Gary going to do? Wouldn't mind just getting a little peek at that head again.
He needs to get to this good spot here. Cover a multiple. He drops a 1. That's okay.
Yep, correct. Like you were saying. Have a look at the head. Yoink. Okay, so he's holding 1, potentially 2. So you're cruising up here. You're just trying to trail the jack a foot or get in the road here, which is great. You drop short here, it's just as good. Doesn't leave much on. He then has to cruise up the back end and try and land these 2 bowls.
Kane gets his jack outside. Make 3 or 4. That's going to make a big difference.
Correct. There's an opportunity here to get a number.
Close to draw it. Close to
Okay, see. All right, so this is where the young guys, you know, you're playing. Dude. It's on. You got to play it. 7 down. Yeah, he's giving 1 away. But 1 keeps him in it. 6 down. After 12. You've got 6 ends to go. You've only got to play 1 or 2 good shots. It's the thing. At this stage, you just got to stay in it and hope they get a bit nervous when you've only got 1 or 2 ends to go.
He's had a good look at the line with his first 2. Just needs to back that weight off, which he's done. He's really trying hard here. He doesn't want a bad result. This Jackie hasn't got it. He's got a great shot.
Great shot. 2, better than poke in the eye. Could have got the jack, with a bit more. But better than poke in the eye. Good shot. All right, let's see what the young guys do again. Okay. See, that's not too bad. Like Jacob's, starting to build a head there.
Experienced Australian players, Irish players, they're all vying for comp games positions, so this is all part of that bigger picture.
All right, Kane's getting the draw going. Because, how would it be different if both the young boys were just drawing like that and you're not having to play the good weight? It means it turns the game over because, Gary's then having to play the weighted shots. That's what you want. Wouldn't you rather be holding and having them play the shots? Absolutely, because they miss a couple of your score numbers. That's what it's all about.
We head over to, we've got a trip to Singapore next month in July, so they'll go over there. Kane and Cory both involved with that.
It's easy saying that. It's the aim of the game. Draw shot, but sometimes you're not drawing well. It's hard to do.
Internationally in the next 6 months, and these games and these big finals, pointy and finishes. Kane Nelson again.
See, good shot, but he's not drawing. He's playing through the head. Very good at playing through the head.
It's not fun. Worst part of the job, Lee, honestly. Yeah. Way too many names to fit in. Okay, Kelly. Jack. He's got the Jack.
Great shot.
Wow. What a big turnaround one bowl can make, you know.
Yep, one bowl.
Gary Kelly needed that. He knows he's got the buffer.
All right, pretty simple. Mr. Kane, you're drawing the shot.
3 or 4 feet to draw these shots. His line's good. He's just going a little bit busy.
Jeez, it wasn't much over. 2 or 3 feet.
His line's that good. Yeah, that's looks like a 2 to me.
Right, okay. So another 2.
This is something that they've done so well, Cory and Gary. To be the 7th ends they've won so far in the pairs final. 6 of them have been multiple shot ends.
Okay, 15-8. 7 shots with 6 to go. Right, the young fella, Kane and Jacob have got to turn this around now. Jacob needs to get things going. Start drawing close up front.
Kelly has been mighty impressive so far.
13,
He certainly has.
13th end. What? Yep.
That's what's made the difference here in this match. 7-shot buffer with those 2 ends where they've scored 3s has made it.
Okay, let's have a look at the head. All right, so what's he doing? Okay, this is quite interesting. So it's like, what is he doing? He's trying to draw the shot here, is he? Because this bowl's, looks like this bowl's away, is it? I don't know. Let's just see what happens here. Just picking it up because we didn't get to see any of the bowls that were coming down. Yeah, no, that was okay. That was his bowl up front. Yeah, so he's just lurking up here. Yoink, trying to turn his own bowl over. That's totally the percentage shot. You know, you roll that over, you're out here, you draw another. You know, that's total percentage. And what I mean by percentage is that if you're consistently playing the bowl that has the best chance of coming off, and that's what this bowls craft's about. It's about having the best chance of getting the actual shot, getting what you're going for. Right, so it's like if you're playing a shot that has a bit bigger of a target, it means that you're more likely to get it. Right, that is playing percentage. Right, you're drawing the shot, you're more likely to do that. You know, especially if you're starting to get rhythm going and you know you've been drawing consistently well, or you know the length. That's a percentage shot. When you're like, okay, I need to swing under a bowl and land another bowl clean for a 3 or a 4. It's not necessarily a percentage shot because you have to get that one bowl and you have to get it on the right side, and that's as big as a 10-cent piece. That's not a percentage shot. So you could play 3 of those bowls and miss 2 of them and get 1 and score 1 or 2. Whereas if you were drawing, it's a higher percentage shot because it's easier to do. Get what I mean? So you flip it. You always flip it every time you bowl. Every time you put a bowl down, you're flipping the coin. Right. So if you want to keep flipping the coin, you want to stack the odds in your favour. And then if you average you flipping the coin for the whole game, it's like, yes, okay, 37 landed on tails, right? Or, sorry, say, 37 landed on heads, for instance, out of 50. But then you're playing these low percentage runners and you got 15 out of 50. You know what I mean? Like the odds are in your favour by a ton. So now it's 17-8. These guys like Cory and Gary are in this position purely because they are consistently playing percentage shots. That's all I'm seeing here. They're drawing well and they're playing percentage shots. It's just seasoned players. But boy, oh boy, would the game be different if they were playing 2 players playing the same way. So in the future, the young guys will win games like this. but it's just a process of learning. Again, why is he playing weight like that? You don't have to play that when you're the leader. You got to sacrifice your position and sacrifice your pride. Draw, plug the gap. Then your brother can lurk. But now your brother's lurking and he misses. He's got no bowls in the head. Well, he's got 2, right? But it doesn't take much for that to go bad and to be 4 down. No bowls in the head. This treacherous weight at this this part of the game. And everything I say is not coming from a bad place at all. It's coming from an educational place. So there's no criticism. I'm massive for positivity. Everything's positive. How can you do better in your life? How can you better yourself? How can you learn? And you learn through your mistakes. But sometimes it's easier to just learn through someone else's mistakes, if you know what I mean. Like, that's nice. Because I'm the type of dude that has learned through all my own mistakes. That's what I want to teach my son, or that's what I'm teaching Noah up on the wall here. It's just like, not to lecture, but it's just like, I think your life will be a bit easier if you just get the fundamentals right at the start. Know right from wrong. Know to save money when you're young and invest and do all those types of things. I just want to be a good dad so that my little fella can have everything that I haven't. And I think most of us think that with their kids. Alright, he's playing big, got 1 bowl, nothing else. Okay. But he's at the point in the game where they have to change something. They're 9 down. Like, game's over at this stage. So you gotta change something, don't you?
Bread and butter shot really for Kane to get a jack by bowl out of there, or the jack.
A wild accent. It's cool.
Always wise to play the shot you know you can get. Play it with confidence. So it's another bowl in the area here.
Going to get into making some videos on delivery shortly. Different types of deliveries. Tell you what, like, having time off has been a really good thing for me, just to observe. I've always been that way. When I was a kid, I was quiet, so I was an observer. You can just learn so much, just attention to detail. But yeah, like that's how the whole the whole shooter stance thing come about. Success leaves clues. You don't have to do it all yourself, but it's like Bruce Lee's classic example. You can take things from other sports, you can take elements from other disciplines or other areas and combine them and be that alchemical wizard that, comes up with their own flavour. And it works because there is no right or wrong way with anything, is my belief. Nothing, because it's all made up. Just a philosophy. Good shot. Yeah, it's a philosophy. It's like somebody came up with, okay, this is how you eat food and create a knife and fork. This is how, you cut wood and you create a fire and you do these things. It's just, it's just experience that's passed on generation to generation. It doesn't mean it's always the best way to do it, but it's the best way at the time. There's been a conclusion has been made over a period of time that is how you do things. And this is what I found with the bowls. It's like, nah. Like, I've got 2 hands, 2 arms, 2 legs. Doesn't matter if I flip it over the back of my head and it rolls off my hat and lands on the jack. If I can do it every time, that's the best way in the world to do it. It's pretty funny stuff. Okay, that's good. Boys got a couple. Okay, now we're getting into the business ends. 15 ends. 3 to go. You got to get on the jack. Young Jacob. Cory's deadly. You can pretty much put $20. He's going to nail the jack with one of these bowls. check this.
Not the shot, but he's just put his bowl in a position that limits the chance of them getting a multiple. Jacob Nelson's played 3 good shots here. That's a counter, great shot.
Yep, good shot, young man. Okay, so Cory's got to play up the backhand here. It's not going to hurt having a couple of feet of weight. Land that back bowl. Great shot. It's just drawn the shot. There you go. Giving him a couple of feet. Okay. So Kane now needs to cruise up the forehand and try and land the bowl. If I get a glimpse at it, I'll show you. Yep, good stuff. What a shot. Okay, so now what's Kane going to do? Is he going to bang at it on the forehand? Which he sort of has to now. It's not a pretty head. Just, looks like you just have to be aggressive. Yeah, forehand, drive. No, he's playing a swinger, but he's still playing the forehand. And the reason is... Spring the jack. Still okay. Let's see what happens. I would have played bigger weight than that. And look at that. What an unbelievable shot. Wow. I would have played more aggressive because that's a very hard shot. And he's got it perfect. See, low percentage because he's got the centre of the bowl. But he got it. This is what I mean. He's played some fantastic shots. Kane has. 20-year-old. Playing well for 20-year-old, mate. Needs to work on the draw. There's no doubt about that. He hasn't drawn many shots for the game. Probably 2 or 3, 4. But when it comes to playing weight, driving, not so good, but playing that in-between weight, that's his best shot by a mile. But you just beat him by just, building heads, stacking the head. Boing. All right. Okay.
Kane Nelson's got a bowl on the run. He beats Cory. Wedlock's closest for 4. Another big opportunity here for the Nelson boys. Can they get
Big bowl, big moment that was. Like, you pick up a 3, you're 13-17. It was only a minute ago you were 9 down. And he's drawn another. Not even drawn, but again, played that weight. That's what I'm saying. He's not confident in his draw, but when it comes to playing this weight, deadly. Boom. 4. Great shot. Take my hat off, young fella.
Well, I can guarantee one thing. Gary Kelly will not be short.
He will not be short. He'll be pulling out the old turbocharger cannon. Nah. Jeez, that's interesting. But is he just confident in his draw? He's not even drawing. That's all right. Jeez, that's interesting. I don't know about you, but I would have pulled out the bazooka. Because he'd already driven. Now, let's see what this pest Cory's doing. When I say, Cory, if you watch this, when I say pest, I don't mean as in pest, I mean as in you're a pest to them because you keep nailing the jack every end. Playing against me, mate. I think the only option would be to be a pest back.
Fantastic start.
Yep. Or I could just take your bowls and go and hide them in the toilet or something. I talk to Leroy sometimes. He texts me we've stayed in touch the last few years. We caught up when he was over here for the Trans Tasman. He was playing at Nine Eye with Aaron against some of my Kiwi mates. I think Arlene, Shannon, and anyway, yeah, he was saying that he's been playing with Cory a fair bit, and how much of an awesome dude he is. So no, lots of respect. Here we go. It's just it's just money for jam. Just putting the order in and see what's really annoying about that. In a line. So what the young guys have to do now is be disciplined and either get one near the jack, almost jack high, to give Kane the opportunity to try and like if you're here or here to try and land the bowl off. That's what you got to do.
Finishes off with the shot for a 3 count on the walkover. Thanks to Tripadil, check out their tour and cruise packages to amazing destinations like Asia,
Okay, first bowl here, you got to draw. As close as you can.
tripadil.com.au for more information.
Right, he's got to draw as close as he can. Come on. He's trying. See, this is where it's really difficult because he's trying to set the head up for himself. So you got to He has to sacrifice his first or second bowl to give himself an opportunity with the last bowl. This is why the lead is so deadly in 3-bowl pairs. Because you can be playing like a freak as a skip, and if your leader's struggling, you're never going to be scoring numbers. You're going to be playing awesome to score 1s or 2s. At this stage of the game, yeah, that's the shot to play because it's like if they get lucky, just take that luck away.
It is, and Kane just needs to show some deft touch as he has the last couple of ends and draw this. He's got about 4 inches from where I'm sitting to draw this shot cold. He needs to drop a metre off his last bowl. Jacob's interested. Is he going to run? Can he run?
He's drawing. That's what I was saying. He had to draw. That's the shot. Yep, there you go. And this is what I was saying. He had to burn 2 bowls to give himself a chance
He's taken that away.
to get that jack high bowl that I was talking about. It's like, yeah, you can get lucky and you can draw the shot, but what you're really trying to do is just get within a foot jack high. Okay, add. Let's skip an add. There we go. Great shot. See, he's disciplined, close the door, don't let him score 2 because it's imperative right now that they don't drop a 2. All right, look at the score. So if you go 15-17 with 2 to go, that's why he's drawing. He's just trying to close that gap. As in, what I mean by that is he's drawn 2, but he's also given them no room to land that bowl for 2. Good discipline. And it's on the line, so it's hard for him to bang at it. He has to play that swing of weight. If he plays the swing of weight, right, if he plays that swing of weight, he can still get up in here onto the jack, spills the jack out here, can make a couple. That's pretty much what you're trying to do right now. If you can. Because if he does that, he can land the front blue as well and cut it down to 1 and still leave him in the game. So you're 18-13 down, you're 5 down with 2 to play, but you're still in it. You can get a 2 and you can get a 3. You don't have to think about winning, but you can think about a draw. And see, this is a mistake. Don't know what... He could get this. I don't really care if he gets it or not. But what I care about is percentage. He has nothing to land here. Nothing. So does that look like a percentage shot? It's the yeah. Right, let's see what happens. But that's great because he drew. I thought he was playing a little bit of weight over. But that was the right idea. But again, lowish sort of percentage because he has nothing to land. It's a flat draw. But if he's drawing well, yeah, higher percentage. But we've barely seen him draw a shot this game. It's good effort. He's just going to try and draw another one on the forehand, I reckon, but we'll see. Yeah, let's draw another one on the forehand. Yoink. If he does, game over. Scared of it? Scared of it. Okay, this could be the last end. Cory, what are you doing, mate? Alright, it's probably going to draw it. Nope. Oh, mate, you've nailed it. And Jacob has, had a real crack there. He's got 2 good bowls. And he's up through it and nails the jack. That's just talent, isn't it? All right, so what's Kane doing? He's just trying, he's probably just going to lurk on the forehand, try and land the bowl. He's in a position where he's 6 down, second last end. He has to score or it's over. That's it. They don't play the last end. It's already 6 down, 7 down. Yep, correct. Like I was saying, you got to set something up for yourself. Give yourself the opportunity. You haven't done much wrong. You've played a good game. So this is what I was saying. Try and land the bowl. It's missed the bowl. Whereas it could have been different if you had a drawn. Right. Yeah. Give himself an opportunity. You got to score 1 or 2 here. All right, so they're just, playing behind the head. You don't know what he's doing. He's just pinging at it. I don't know. It makes no sense. That makes no sense. I've got no idea what he was trying to do there. Like, I understand, he's trying to land the bowl, but what, you land the bowl with that weight, the bowl always runs on half the distance, so it's going to run on 6 feet, and they've got 4 feet to draw a shot. It's not even a shot. Like, you're just trying to draw the shot yourself, because if you just jack high, you're setting the head up, and you can land their bowl with your last for 2, leave yourself 4 down with 2 to play. With 1 to play. You can get a 4. Crazier things have happened. But it's alright. It's just learning experience. It is what it is, isn't it? Yep, okay, so they're holding a 3. Looks like it's over. Sprays it wide in the forehand. Nope, it's alright. Okay, she's all over. Alright, so there we go. That's our first Bowlscraft video. I'll just pause this. That's our first Bowlscraft video. I hope you've enjoyed this this video. A little bit more education, not just delivery. I know it's been a long time since I've made a video, but I've gone out and I've invested in the gear. As you can see, I've got the nice microphones, screens I'm really well prepared now. And that's because, I'm a bit of a tech geek as well, as you can see with the lights and stuff. But I just wanted to make this enjoyable for you. So if you like this type of content, then let me know. Like the video, subscribe, share it. I need feedback as to what you want me to make. Do you want me to make more content like this? Because I think IQ, bowls craft is really important, and I think we can create. I can create quite a few of these for you. I'll get into a bit more delivery. I'll get into delivery next week because I'm looking to really get back into the game and to build myself up, and I'm taking you on that journey. So this is a bit of a this is a bit of an intro to what I've got in mind. So I hope you enjoy it. Neville Rodda. I'll see you shortly.